In this edition of Mocs News, we take a look back at the events that surrounded MLK Day.
We look at a new engineering project that can help Africa get clean water.
And of course, take a look at what's going on around the campus. It's Friday, January 26, 2018. I'm Kristina Jennings.
And I'm Emalae LaRocque, and your news starts now.
A renowned journalist came to the UTC campus and he was brutally honest about the current political climate. Roland Martin was the invited guest for the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Celebration Luncheon. Martin has served as a political analyst for CNN and he's covered presidents from Bill Clinton to Barack Obama. Martin was asked about the Trump presidency and the press coverage of that presidency.
We live in a world where you have a president of the United States who touts fake news, even though he's the king of fake news. And so we need folks who are going to hold him and others accountable when they lie. And I call a lie a lie. I don't call it a falsehood. I don't call it a mischaracterization. I call it a lie. And so that's really what we need more of, more truth tellers, as opposed to less folks who are reading talking points.
Martin recently won an NAACP award for the best talk show host.
Well, because of the snow and cold, UTC's event O King was postponed until this week. O King honored Dr. Martin Luther King's legacy with music, dance, a spoken word performance, and more. Here's a look back.
The program tonight, O King, is a celebration of the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King. It seemed very important to have an event that would highlight these kinds of concerns and these kinds of efforts and the progress made, but also how far there is to go.
We have to celebrate Dr. King, and we want to open it up to the community to be involved. And we want this to grow every year, and that's why we have such a plethora of different representations of art to do just that.
It's a fantastic opportunity for these kids that I get to work with, who are mostly upper elementary, middle school age, to know that music making is something you can do for the rest of your life, and the rest of your school time and far beyond, but also it's a cultural outlet, and so to be a part of that is a really important thing for us. God desires to feel
your dear. I think that's important because everybody just needs some rekindling from time to time. Like, of course, everybody has different issues that they're dealing with, but sometimes you just need somebody to stoke that fire, and I think this program will do just that. I'm just excited to get on stage and just, hopefully people receive my message as well as I want them to.
We cannot grow as an institution and not do a better job of connecting with communities. So we are adamantly trying to find all types of ways to connect, and this is just one of many ways that we hope to do so.
Good
O King wasn't the only way UTC students were able to celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King. UTC's Day of Service honored King's legacy through volunteer projects and activities. The event was hosted by UTC and by the City of Chattanooga. Many people gathered to volunteer to help clean up Pleasant Gardens Cemetery. Citizens of Chattanooga and UTC students came out to remove brush in the cold to give back to the community. A leader of a UTC sorority talked about her organization's volunteer work.
I thought it was just going to be us at this site, but there's actually probably 20 people. So it's really exciting that it's not just our chapter that's serving, it's the local community too. Well, like there's a lot of people that are coming out and serving today in Chattanooga, which is something that surprised me. So just seeing the impact that the citizens of Chattanooga want to have on the community is really great.
The event started at an 8 a.m. with a kickoff celebration and continued until 12:30 p.m.
Next week, the library is hosting a series of workshops such as how to read a scholarly article, how to properly cite sources, Excel 101, and more. For more details, go to utc.edu/library. All the workshops are free and open to all students.
A new semester means more opportunities for students to get involved. If you are interested in journalism or broadcasting, the Student Media Department offers hands-on training with The Perch, The Echo, and of course, Mocs News. This week, we talked to Chris King, who is the director and chief editor at The Echo.
The Echo itself is the student-run newspaper here at UTC. We print every other week. This current issue, we're covering the Women's March, which happened this past Saturday. The next edition, we're covering the flu that's going on campus, touching in on talking with the health department and figure out what really is going on with the flu here on campus. In order to get involved, you can find us at theutcecho.com. We'll have our email on there, which is echo@mocs.utc.edu. And you can also email me personally at twq549@mocs.utc.edu, and I can get you set up with anybody here at the Echo.
Founders Hall is currently under construction in an attempt to make the building more accessible and modern. Construction workers are building an elevator in the historic building along with a new path from Oak Street to comply for more accessibility. The project started last fall, and while recent snowfall did put a slight delay on the project, it should be completed sometime next month. Well, the weather's been hot and it's been cold, and it's been yes and it's been no.
It sure has. So what will be the weather for next week? Our Brandon Waverson is here with the weather.
Thanks, ladies. This weekend promises some warmer weather and a chance of rain. On Friday, you can expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 62 and a low of 30. On Saturday and Sunday, we will see highs in the mid-50s and lows in the mid-40s with a chance of rain. Next week, we will see sunshine with temperatures dropping back into the upper 40s, but things will warm back up into the low 50s. And we may see some rain towards the end of the week. That's your forecast for next week. Let's send it back over to the desk.
As Barney Stinson once said, it's time to suit up. JCPenney teamed up with UTC for an event to help college students stand out and look good doing it. The event helped UTC undergraduate and graduate students purchase career apparel at a deeply discounted price. JCPenney closed their store to the public so that students could shop until they drop. JCPenney also provided discounts for their portrait studio for professional headshots and chances to win a variety of prizes. So keep your eyes and ears tuned to the Mocs News for next event.
Are you interested in doing a summer or fall internship for communications credit? If so, you can attend one of the 3 interest meetings held in room 435 of the library. The meetings will take place on January 29th at noon, February 1st at noon, and February 2nd at 2 o'clock. For more details, go to utc.edu/communications.
Bring out the rainbows. The Lavender graduation registration is now open to students. Lavender graduation is a special celebration dedicated to the LGBTQ+ students of UTC. It originally started at the University of Michigan. The event is spread across the college campuses. You can register at orgsync.com. From thrilling conference title games in the NFL to exciting basketball games and tennis matches at UTC, there was a lot going on this week.
That's right, Kristina, and our Emily Edwards has all of that and more covered in this week's sports section.
Thanks, ladies. In what seems to have become a yearly tradition, the Patriots made it to the Super Bowl for the 3rd time in 4 years. New England will look to bring home another championship. They will play the Philadelphia Eagles, who are on a hot streak with their backup quarterback, Nick Foles. The game will take place February 4th in Minnesota. Chattanooga women's basketball head coach Jim Foster looks to get his record-high 900 wins this weekend. Chattanooga men's basketball stopped a 7-game losing streak Wednesday night with a crucial win against Samford. The Mocs rebounded from their losing streak thanks to outstanding efforts by McKinday London and Nat Dixon, who scored 21 points each. London finished the game with 19 rebounds, giving the Mocs complete control until Samford's Demetrius Danzel Dyson led the Bulldogs to an 18-2 run late in the second half. The Mocs were able to regain control and left with their first win in the Southern Conference season's 78-71. The Mocs look to keep this momentum as they face VMI Saturday at 5 after the women play Mercer. It didn't take long for the Tennessee Titans to hire a new head coach. Just 5 days after the departure of Mike Mularkey, the Titans announced Mike Vrabel as the new head coach. Vrabel won 3 Super Bowls as linebacker with the Patriots. This past season, he was defensive coordinator for the Houston Texans. This will be Vrabel's first head coaching job and the Titans' 4th coach over the past 5 seasons. Chattanooga women's tennis wins 5-2 against Belmont in their season opener last Friday. Our Abby Walker has the story.
Mock victories rang out at Minker Patton Tennis Club as the Mocs got their first win of the season. The Mocs began the match dominating on doubles. Caroline Hall and Sydney Patton took the lead at 6-3 alongside Tamri Shaleganise and Emma Van Hee with a 6-4 victory over Belmont. Bogdana Zaporozhets and Delaney Edwards were unable to finish their doubles match, but kept the Mocs momentum going during singles with quick wins from both. Their season continues this Saturday against Lipscomb.
Well, that does it for sports this week. Now back to Kristina and Emily.
Water, water everywhere. UTC's Department of Computer Science and Engineering hosted a lecture about water, energy, and climate in Africa.
It is always a pleasure to be on campus, be with the faculty and the students and share some of the life and professional experiences here. And I know that there will be an opportunity this afternoon to meet with some of you later and maybe discuss some of the details. The reason I'm going to share the experience in Africa is to sort of provide a big picture of the kinds of issues that the technical and non-technical professionals have to face in any kind of a forward progress and development. And Africa provides a very good example. These are generational problems that require generational solutions. And with patience, we have to approach this. And we have to think about it today.
This week has had a lot of ups and downs.
That's right. Our Heidi Breitmann is here with World News.
Thanks, ladies. A city in South Africa is set to run out of water. Cape Town, South Africa will reach day 0, where the water sources in the city will reach their end. Originally, the date for the water supply to end was the 22nd of April. However, it has recently moved to the 12th. The water drought was brought on by the change of climate, the metro area's increasing population, and the recent drought. It's the trivia sensation that's sweeping the nation. HQ is an app that allows players to test their knowledge and their ability to work under pressure. Hosted by Trap Trek Scott Rogowski every day at 9 p.m. and every weekday at 3 p.m., HQ is live. Players are presented with 12 multiple choice questions and 10 seconds to answer each question. Get all 12 and you win, or split the prize with everyone else who got the correct answers. Questions start off easy, but it's all uphill from there. The prize amount ranges from a few $100s to upwards of $20,000. The app is available for Apple and Android phones. Download today and get down to the nitty-gritty. An interspecies relationship, the publishing of top-secret government documents, scary spoons, and publicly shaming police officers. What do these things all have in common? They are the subjects of films nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards. Guillermo del Toro, The Shape of Water, takes the lead with this year's 13 nominations. Other notable nominees include Lady Bird, Call Me By Your Name, I, Tonya, and a short film called Dear Basketball, written and voiced by Kobe Bryant. That will do it for this week's World News. Back to you, Kristina.
The signs were high in the air in Coolidge Park. Last Saturday, hundreds of men, women, and children gathered for the Women's March in Coolidge. The march was celebrated 1-year anniversary of the nationwide event, beginning last year in response to the election. The march has been sparking activism everywhere, including Chattanooga. Over 1,000 attendees flocked to Coolidge Park to stand for their views and march peacefully. You can see the full coverage of the march in this upcoming edition of The Echo.
This week, Governor Bill Haslam rolled out his plan to fight the opioid epidemic in Tennessee. The proposed plan would cost $30 million and calls for new limits on painkillers, more educational outreach to students, and boosting availability of addiction treatments.
The truck driver involved in a fatal I-75 crash that left 6 dead was found guilty this week. Jurors convicted Benjamin Brewer on 12 criminal charges he was facing. Brewer faces up to 72 years in prison.
With the Super Bowl right around the corner, Pizza Hut has challenged an NFL record. This week, Pizza Hut has promised America free pizza if the record for the fastest touchdown is broken. All you need to do to win a free medium pizza is have a smartphone. To participate, sign up for its loyalty program, Hut Rewards, and then watch the game to see if the fastest touchdown ever will be scored. Well, that does it for this edition of Mock News. Thank you for joining us. Make sure to check out our website, mocknews.com, to continue following the news throughout the rest of the week.
And while you are there, make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Have a great weekend from all of us here at the Mocs News.